And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores, and desired to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels unto Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. And in hell he lifted up his eyes, being in torment, and seeth Abraham afar off and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried out and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water, and cool my tongue, for I am in torment in this flame. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. And beside all this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed, so that they which would pass from hence to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that would come from thence. Then he said, I pray thee therefore, Father, that thou wouldest send him to my father's house. For I have 5 brothers, that they may testify unto them, lest they also come into this place of torment. Abraham said unto him, They have Moses and the prophets. Let them hear them. And he said, Nay, Father Abraham, but if one went unto them from the dead, they will repent. And he said unto him, If they hear not Moses and the prophets, neither will they hear and be persuaded. Though one rose in torment, he lifted up his eyes. He was literally in a place of torment. Can you imagine immediately dying and the very next second waking up in hell? It says he lifted up his eyes. That means they opened. I thought I died. And now I'm in a place of torment. A wicked place. A place named Hades. Here we have this individual. What does he see in his vision from hell? He sees people in heaven. Now, let's just roll back a little bit and study the text. I want to grab this real quickly. We understand that he wakes up in a place of torment. This is never going to stop. It's going to be constant gnashing of teeth and burning and never being consumed. It's going to be a place of torment. And on top of all of that, he can see into heaven. Just think for a moment, one of the worst possible things that can happen is to see something that I desire to have and I can't get it. I can't get close to it. I see where I am. Listen, y'all, just to be able to see into heaven is worse than the torment that he's going through. It's worse than the fire that he's feeling and the burning and not being consumed. Just being able to see into heaven is bad enough. But then he sees Lazarus. That's even worse. Immediately his mind has got to think, if one day if I had treated him a little bit different, what would have happened to me? Could I have been in the same place that he's in? Lazarus, you look pretty good over there. I'm seeing you and you're resting in Abraham's, but he recognizes Lazarus, the beggar, the open sore man, the ones that the dog licked on, the ones that just wanted the crumbs from his table. There's some people in our midst that we overlook every day. Very sumptuously. But he saw rich man thirst because of all the heat that was around him. Why can't we have the same thirst? Why can't we desire the same relief from what's going on right now? Some of us are struggling every day with things that are going on in our life, and we have the opportunity to cry out just like the rich man cried out. But the difference in the rich man crying out and us crying out is that the great gulf is not fixed between us and God the way that it was between him and Abraham. He couldn't do it if he wanted to. Abraham could have compassion. He could want to send Lazarus, and Lazarus could want to go. But he couldn't do it. He couldn't go there and couldn't satisfy his thirst. me, we respond to that voice, and God will do in our lives what is necessary. What do I need from help? I need this kind of help. Many of you who shop like I do, you haven't quite made your mind up, so you pick this up and you pick that up and you pick this up and you pick that up, and you got 3 or 4 different things. And out of the 3 or 4 different things that you pick up, you try to make a decision as to which one you want to keep. Anybody else been there? You put 3 suits in the bag and you said, no, I can't buy 3. I can't buy 3. I really need a black one, but this brown one look real nice. And I don't have a brown one, but I need a black one. And you decide I'm going to get both of them. But somewhere along the way, your money a little funny, so you go back and you put one back. So as you shop today, you went through life, which is your store. And your basket is you. And you can put in your basket whatever you decide to put in. You put some stuff in there, you know. I used to carry some stuff in my basket that was pretty significant to me at the time, I thought. And I rolled through life store, and in my basket I dropped a little alcohol and a little drugs, crack cocaine, a little marijuana. Drop that all in my basket, and I'm going to purchase all this stuff, you know, as I go through. I'm just deciding what else I need, you know. Got a little hatred down in there, a little stuff in my basket. You know, y'all got different stuff in your basket, too. You might have picked up a few things, you know, bad habits along the way. I ain't going to call yours out. You decide what you have in your basket, but you know what's down in there. You put it in, and you're walking through the store, and there's some time or another, like most stores, they have to close. Even Walmart, it's open 24 hours a day in most places. But there's some times that they have to close. Mm-hmm. That's right. You can shop all year long at Walmart till about 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve. And they're going to close the store. And they come across the loudspeaker in 5 minutes, the store will now close. Please bring all purchases to the front of the store. And as you roll your basket to the front of the store, just like you're doing in life, you get to the checkout line. Nobody here knows when the checkout line is going to come for them. Nobody knows. You're going to walk that day and they're going to call your name to the checkout line. And you don't have an option. You got to get in the line. And as you're walking through the line, you see other people in front of you that are in the checkout line. And you look across their shoulder, they got a whole lot of stuff in their basket. And you look down in your basket, you got a whole lot of stuff in your basket too. And you start to consider what's in your basket. Then you have the gall to look up and see who's running the register. And here Jesus stands at the register, scanning everything that goes across the scanner that came out of your basket. And you hear the proverbial beep, 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 everything that you have in your basket. Well, there's some stuff in your basket that you can't pay for. As you've picked up the drugs, the alcohol, all of the wrongdoing that's in your life, you can't possibly pay for that. You don't have what it takes to pay for it. And if you check out and your basket is not full of the right stuff, hell belongs to you. You're going to spend eternity in hell for what you put in your basket. Well, somewhere in the line, you recognize that brother that went through the line. And he couldn't pay for everything in his basket. So when the receipt printed up, he didn't have enough to pay for it. And the floor opened up. Hell belonged to him. But before you got there, you had an opportunity to step out of line and go back throughout the store and take some stuff that was in the basket. And as you went back, you could say, I can't pay for this, so I'm going to put this back on the shelf. I have no idea how I'm going to pay for this, so I'm going to put it back on the shelf. And you find out that you can't just go through life and carry everything that you have in your basket. But you do realize that there's some room in the basket now for some good stuff. Like studying His Word, I can put that in my basket. I can put a little love for other people in my basket, unlike the rich man. Maybe I can help those that can't help themselves a little more. I can put that in my basket. God has really blessed me. You know, it ain't because I have a good education. It's not because I went to the finest of schools. It's not because I live in the best zip code. But it's just because God has favored me that I'm able to have the things that I have. And I can help somebody else. watch that brother come to church every week with the same suit on, but always early. Maybe I can take a little kindness out of my basket and buy him a suit. Maybe I can look at that one that I know everything ain't all right. God has showed me it's not all right, but they never complain. Maybe I can help them a little bit with some of the love that I have in my basket. And then as I go to the front of the store and I realize everything that's in my basket is given to me. And I go through the line and Jesus runs it across the scanner and it said, no charge for this. No charge for this. And 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 he prints my receipt and it's a zero balance. I don't owe anybody anything. And just because the record is clear and there's no charge on my credit, the windows of heaven open up and I'm carried away by the angels, just like Lazarus. Even though my life wasn't all I think it should have been, I got an opportunity to spend eternity with him. All because I shopped and I had the right stuff in my basket.